Alright, grab a shovel.
No way. Digging out the root cellar more. How's it going, babe?
Okay, we only got about 3.5 to 4 foot deep with the machine, and it's a small bucket. You couldn't get any deeper, so we have a little jackhammer here, so we busted up some rock. We thought we hit bedrock, but I don't think it is. It's just a lot of solid ground, solid clay and bigger rocks. So we busted them up, and I'm trying to get it deeper in the back wall here. And then we're trying to level it out and bring this down to level better. And then we're gonna, once we get the walls built and then the roof, obviously, we're gonna backfill everything and mound it up so we can get at least a 5-foot roof or interior ceiling. Maybe a little bit more, but that's probably about what it's gonna be, about 5, because we're about 4 here, and then we're gonna mount it about 1 foot or 1.5 feet up higher. So that's it. Got the fence pieces in place.
For the trellis.
The repurposed fencing that we got from my parents. And for all the cucumbers and melons and pumpkin. We just gotta clean them up a little bit, tie them down and everything, and hook them together, some zip ties, and then they're gonna go up those rows, those big rows right at the base. We gotta straighten them up a little bit.
Just wanted to give an update on the carrots that we sowed. They're coming up pretty good. And these rows here, all there, carrots. So they're coming up pretty good. Every little green that looks like it's in a row, because there are some weed seeds in here. Pretty good. Planted the rest of our lettuce. Everything else looks pretty green and good in here. In the next week or two, we should be able to harvest some of these French breakfast radishes. Super excited about that because never had a radish in my lifetime before. But I think I'll like them. And also, we'll definitely be able to harvest some kale within the next 2 weeks also. And then we have more radishes here that we put in as seed.
We gotta fertilize and water all these. They're getting dry. We're gonna fish fertilize them so they're strong and healthy in 2 weeks when we go to sow them, roughly. And then these tomatillos got these bright yellow flowers. Pretty. Back here too. We gotta get them in the ground.
Within the next 2 weeks, I think, we'll be able to plant everything in the ground.
A lot of these tomatoes, a good amount of them have some flowers or buds coming, so we got to get them in the ground soon. But you don't want to take too much of a gamble and ruin and lose everything, so.
These are our peppers. Also getting flowers on them.
Yeah, we're gonna keep them in here probably an extra week or two past the tomatoes. Probably mid or maybe the 3rd week in May. So they're a little bit warmer loving, so, but they're ready to go. Oh, there's a pepper coming on. What is that, a banana? Yeah, banana. Look like it. And then we got some kale and cabbage if anyone wants. Just a couple of each. We might have some room to pop some in ours still, but they're ready to go.
Starting to clear up this afternoon on the homestead. A little bit of a sun shower going on right now. Everything is just looking so beautiful. The green is really starting to pop out of the trees. Spring is here, I definitely would say. Just finishing up weeding the rows. Getting just the bigger weeds. It's gonna be soon to plant the rest of the stuff out here. Not yet though. The 10-day forecast is looking okay. Just not good enough yet for us to be comfortable. We just have to finish putting up the other tomato trellises that we're going to be building because we have a ton more tomatoes this year. Right now, Matt is just hoeing the, like in between the rows, the aisles to just clear out the rock because we're gonna be setting hay down and we don't wanna have to hit our knees on rocks all the time because there is a lot of them. So yeah, today and tomorrow is just gonna be insanely beautiful. So it's gonna be working on the garden 99% of the time. Assessing the situation of the new tomato trellises going up right now.
I gotta put one more screw here. Oh! Did that hit you?
Yep.
Did it hurt you?
Not really as bad as you would think. It's okay. Here you go.
You're not gonna put that on, are you? Oh shit. Oh, it split. That's what happens when you don't pre-drill, folks.
I just want to show you guys the potato sprouts. They have gotten bigger within just the last day. I literally went through this bed and pulled out some rocks and stuff, and I feel like they weren't even this big when I looked at them yesterday. Like, they just grew. Like, look at that one. That one's getting so big. That one's big. Yeah, this one is, right? Adirondack blue is this one. These rows, yeah, all Adirondack blue. Look how pretty that is. It's pretty cool. Nothing happened here.
Piper step.
Ah, stupid Piper. Piper got into our garden yesterday a few times and I guess stepped on a potato. Here's that one there. I think that one's one that got floppled over or something. Potatoes. They're doing well. They're doing really well. Our garlic is doing pretty good, it looks. I don't think you can really see it in the video. Here. That's about what all of them look like. Matt's tending to the peas and the beans. They're just peas, right, actually?
Yep.
Just peas. It is going to be a whopping 77 today, right? 78 degrees out today. Crazy. But yet, it's still not good enough to plan out because we're getting some cold nights ahead. It's gonna get down to like 32, my forecast said, for like 2 nights in a row. Even after Mother's Day, right? Or right before Mother's Day.
That weekend.
So we're gonna wait. We're planning on planting out right on Mother's Day, but it's too risky. There's still too cold of nights. We're just gonna be extra safe and plant them out like the weekend after, I think. Got one round bale of hay on the garden so far. We got all these rows up front here, and then the half of the tomato rows back there, and the whole bean trellis row in the back. And then probably one more bale, round bale, 1.5 maybe. Well, actually, yeah, 1.5 because I forgot about the upper part. Would probably do the rest of the garden. Got just one row left to lay the hay on before we take a break. And then we have the whole upper part.
That would be too much though, because we're not going to be doing.
So we're gonna be harvesting some spinach and maybe a couple of radishes here in a moment when we're done here, and then go in and have some lunch. Bottom half of the garden done with hay. Doesn't even look like there's any rows, but we know where they are. Yeah, well, they'll be, we're gonna push aside the hay when we plant. First harvest of the season. Some spinach for lunch today. We got some big ones here. Super excited. And then some radishes up there. You ready, babe? It's a big one. That's going to harvest the radish. These are French breakfast. Look at that.
Nice one. It's got a long taproot. But that's cool. I think when they get a little bit dry looking and chapped on the top, and you can kind of just tell by looking at it, you could see them popping out, or dig down underneath the dirt a little bit to just see, because they'll get woody and tough and a little funky tasting if you just let them sit there. So it's good to just harvest it. They only take about a month, about 25 to 35 days, they say. So we started these inside and just threw them out here a couple weeks ago. So I don't know, they're probably at least like 30 or 40 days old. So this one.
So our potato sprouts are sprouting up out of the, starting to come out of the hay now. They just blew up.
I wanted to just say a couple other things. We just finished all this, me and Jess, the top section, all the hay, and then we propped up the cucumber trellis. If you want to come up here real quick. And I just cut some pieces of
Birch.
Yep, some rough cut pieces, and right at a Y here, and then just twined them to the thing, just so we had a little more room to walk behind the trellis here to pick our cucumbers, and they'll come up and they'll dangle over top, so we'll have to figure that out. But that's pretty much it. We got everything else done. The only other thing that we have to do is, we've been putting this off, but we have to order the drip tape irrigation system for the whole garden, because last year we had 2 sprinklers set up with a hose. It just didn't work out very well. It wasn't big enough to begin with last year, and now we're about 800 square foot bigger than last year. So we are definitely not going to fit, and you don't want overhead watering to begin with, so the drip tape is going to be a lot better. It's going to run along the middle of all of our rows, and it's just going to lightly, softly drip nice and slowly, no splashback of the dirt and whatnot. And so we got to order that, and that's the one other thing that we have to get done in the garden. And then we'll be planting out by next week, and that'll be that.
And also we have to build our hoop houses.
Oh, yes, that's true.
I think I explained that already, but If I did, I'm sorry if you're hearing it again. We're building the hoop houses and using the frost cloth to put over it.
Over the kale and spinach and lettuce and probably half of this row. And then we're probably just gonna leave that lettuce up on the beet row. Leave it be, so we don't have enough row cover. We could order more, but I don't know if we have enough hoop house material in general.
So Matt's finishing up putting the hay around the cabbage plants, and we finished up putting the hay around the entire garden. So this took about 3 big round bales of hay. So what was actually kind of funny is Matt and I were on our way to go pick up just one big round bale of hay, like for money that we found on Facebook Marketplace. And, we were driving and we were passing a farm that Matt usually would get his like smaller bales of hay from. So Matt usually got hay from this guy for our chickens. And we were driving past, and I guess he like looked in the field and saw like a bunch of big round bales of hay, and he just called the guy, and he was like, yeah, like you could just have them if you want them. I was gonna just throw them out anyway. So we got extremely lucky and got a couple round bales from him for free, just to lay down on our garden for the mulch, to try to stop the weeds from popping up. Last year we did put some, I think, straw down to try to mulch it down of weeds, but it wasn't the best. It didn't work out as like great as we wanted it to, obviously, but this year we got hay and we laid it down a lot thicker than we did last year with the straw. So we're just trying this out. We just want to see how it's going to work this year for weeds. So we have about 1 more week until we can finally get our plants out here, our warm weather crops. And super excited. It's all literally coming so fast. I feel like I remember when we were literally like planting these inside like a couple months ago. So it's just coming like so fast, and hopefully we'll have a lot more footage to come. Hopefully I could do some garden tours and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that type of stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, guys. See you next time.